Hey, welcome into this video. I'm Jen Hoy from the Evolving Athlete Academy. And so today I wanted to create a video for parents and student athletes, and it has to do with the question, what is my ideal best friend? The best possible friend that I can imagine. What is she or he or they like? I found myself thinking about this a night recently when I had the night to myself, and I was like, what would I love for a best friend of mine to invite me to do? What would I love for her to say? What would I love for her to, what would be so cool for her to invite me to do? How would she speak to me? How would we spend our night? How would I feel? And it got me thinking, oh my gosh. And this might seem so obvious, but it wasn't. It wasn't at the time. Because I think it's so easy to think, oh, I wish I had friends who were like this. I wish I had closer best friends who were like that, who asked me to do these things, who had this type of personality, who treated me in a particular way. When I realized I wasn't doing that for myself. And right now, in this moment, and moving forward, I can be the best possible friend that I can possibly imagine at this stage in my life. I can be that best friend to me right now. And just the benefits of doing that are, one, you're gonna just have way more fun. You're gonna enjoy your life so much more because you're showing up for yourself in a way that is so nourishing, so beautiful. You're talking to yourself in a way that's so kind. I would imagine your best friend is likely kind to you, and speaks to you lovingly, builds you up, right? And so many of us, myself included, it's so easy to default to speaking in a really not nice way to myself, beating myself up, not celebrating myself. Yeah? So life improves. And you always have that person. You always have yourself, no matter what, no matter how other people show up for you or don't. We always have ourselves. And that's really, really powerful. You always have yourself, no matter what. 2, imagine you're showing up for yourself in that way every single day, or most days of the week, right? You're showing up for yourself as your own best friend, planning little dates for yourself, speaking to yourself in the way that you would love to be spoken by a best friend, checking in on yourself. Hey, how you doing? What do you need? Do you need a break? Are you stressed? How can I help you? Yeah? Now also imagine that you have another friend or acquaintance, maybe it's a teammate, maybe it's an actual close friend right now, and they start to engage with you, treat you, speak to you in a way that is very far from how you treat yourself, how you as your own best friend show up for you. How do you think you're going to respond to that in your own mind? What do you think is going to go on up there? Well, for me, it'd be very clear that like, wow, the level of best friend I am to myself compared to how this person is showing up for me. Okay, if I want to keep them in my life, maybe they're more of an acquaintance because they aren't showing up. They aren't treating me in a way that's aligned with how I already treat myself. And so third thing, I find that especially for young kids, when you're able to begin to adopt this approach 1% by 1% by 1% more each day, each week, each month, you're going to be so much less needy of other people. And of course, as humans, our friendships, our relationships are a huge source of our nourishment. So it is really valuable not to be 100% independent all the time. I rely on me always and only. It's so valuable to have our network, to have our special people. But I've found, I've seen, I've witnessed, I even felt when I was younger, I felt a bit of that urge to maybe consider spending time with people who weren't treating me the way I thought I should be, who I didn't feel good when I was around them because of how they were speaking to me or how they were treating me or because of their actions. I felt a bit of that, like maybe a little bit of that neediness to want to connect, to want to fit in, to want to be loved. And I get that. That is so normal. I've felt that before, even as an adult. But here's the thing. When you start showing up for yourself as your own best friend, I guarantee you that's going to shift. And you're going to feel so much more nourished and whole and loved by yourself. And so fourth benefit, when we start to do that for ourselves, when we start to live in that way, where we're treating ourselves in that way as our own best friend, guess what happens? The people in your life who come in contact with you, friends, teammates, even maybe even siblings, maybe, I don't know, haven't tried this yet. But what's gonna happen, what you're gonna find with your friends, with your teammates, you're gonna find that you start to repel naturally the people who just aren't on your level right now, who aren't aligned with being able to show up for you the way that you already show up for yourself. And you're going to begin to connect more with, attract the people, the best friends, the close friends, the deep connections, if that's what you value. I very much value depth in my closest friends. But you're going to begin to attract people who are on your own level, who are able to treat you, engage with you the way you engage with yourself. Really beautiful. So I'm going to leave you with the question. What is your ideal best friend? What are their qualities? What are they like? How do they speak to you? How do they check in with you? What sorts of fun get-togethers or even fun friend dates do they plan to do with you? How do you feel when you're around them? And then my invitation to you is to begin being that best friend to yourself, and then pay attention to how things in your life start to shift.